Various.
Welcome to The Basement. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Basement. I'm Nolo. Jeez.
It's always the same thing when we start.
Can we do this right?
Nothing ever works, bro. Nothing ever
We're
works.
just going to roll with this one. I'm Nolo.
I'm Jose. Yeah, it's Friday finally, bro. I didn't think this day was gonna come.
I know, man. It's been a long week.
You're home all day.
But I'm doing chores and stuff.
Doing the daddy thing.
Shopping, getting the car things done, getting this done with the kids. Then I gotta be home at a certain time. I gotta stay home with these kids. Yesterday, all right, so we have this Brita filter we bought. Not the pouring one. The one that you put like standing up and you got a little switch that you can just pour water out of. Because we got like 70 people in my house, so we need the big one.
Is that the one you attach to the actual thing?
Yeah, that's the one.
To the faucet? You attach
No, not that one. It's like a big rectangle container that has a little faucet.
That has a spout.
Little spout, yeah. So my 1-year-old discovered the spout. So yesterday I mopped the floor 3 times with purified water. Right? That's what I did yesterday.
Those are the stories of like they're not gonna understand the difficulty of raising kids.
So check this out, right? So then
man, that's awesome.
Whatever, we make chicken nuggets and fries for the kids for dinner. I gave it to, and then my 4-year-old doesn't want it. He loves chicken nuggets and French fries, but he does not want it today. He asked me for oatmeal. I'm like, all right, fine. I give him some oatmeal. He eats it. He's like, I want more. I gave him more. I start doing some other stuff in the kitchen, right? I come back in the living room. My 1-year-old is now playing with the oatmeal, rubbing it all over the table.
They're terrorists.
Yes, they
Kids
are.
are terrorists.
So I'm like, all right.
And their target are the parents.
Yes, they are, yeah. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'll clean it. I clean it all up, whatever. Take the kids a bath, get them ready for bed, whatever. This morning I wake up and I walk past the wall. And as I walk past that, I can kind of see the light making shadows along the wall. And I'm like, what? What is that? There's oatmeal all over the wall. I didn't notice.
You weren't done.
I was not done.
Like, finally.
I was not done.
Wow.
So now there's oatmeal. It's still there. I haven't cleaned it up yet because I had to come over here. So when I go home, I gotta like take a spatula and like scrape it off because there'll be like rocks on the wall. So that's what my day consisted.
That's the littlest one, right?
That's the littlest one, yeah.
That's my dude right there. He's a straight up terrorist.
Yes, he is.
Of all the 4 that you've had, which one takes it?
What do you mean, for what?
As the most, like, the terrible twos, as they say. Who takes the trophy?
I don't know. The last 2 were really bad. My first 2 weren't that bad at all, actually. I guess because I was younger when I had them. So to me, it was just fun. But now it's just like, oh my God, please, I just want to sit down and breathe. Just leave me alone, you know?
But between the 2 younger ones, which one would you give the trophy to?
Definitely the new one, the 1-year-old for sure. And there we go. My camera's off. Is that power?
I have no idea, man. No idea.
So yesterday we had the Democratic primaries.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was a little confused with what's going on, right? Because I'm like, yo, is Democratic primaries, right? Meaning only the So when there's more than one person from a party, whether that be Democrat, Republican, whatever, they have to have a primary to narrow it down to the one guy that's going to run against the other team.
Did you just discover this?
What, the primaries?
Yeah.
I'm just explaining to the audience.
Oh, okay. There you go. This became a lesson. Take notes.
All right. So the confusion came about because everybody I saw talking about it talked about make sure you vote for Cuomo or Nixon, right?
Right.
And people were saying go out there and get your votes, and I was like, it's just a primary. It's like, you know, shouldn't you be like, if you're a Democrat, make sure you go out there and vote? But they were saying everybody go vote, and I was like, am I missing something? Because I know what's going on. Is there other primaries I don't know about? Like, is the Republicans running or the Independents running?
I asked you. I was like, I'm registered independent.
Yeah.
So my question to you was, can I take part in the primaries of either of the 2 major parties?
No, you can't.
Is
You
there,
have to
is
be.
there a primary for independents?
Yeah, they do have them, but there's only one independent running.
So
There's
yeah.
almost never more than one independent running.
Or what's the other one?
Libertarian
Yeah,
or
same thing,
Green
right?
Party. Usually just one person. The problem with having multiples, and this is why they do primaries, is because if you have two Democrats running and one Republican, you split the votes along the Democrats, so the Republicans almost guaranteed to win, right? So that's why they do primaries. It's your party's thing. Your party's in charge of that part.
Right, and the two major parties always have to narrow it down because the other parties hardly exist.
Exactly. They're like nothing. So bad that I haven't even heard.
We gotta turn off the refrigerator.
Just unplug it. It's so bad that I haven't even heard of the that's better. The Libertarian candidate on the radio at all. Like nobody's even mentioned him. Like this morning I drove over here and they said basically Cuomo won, right? Apparently she was a landslide. He just annihilated her.
Now he goes up against on November, whatever date it is.
Against the Republican, whatever. Against there's 4 or 5 of them, I think. But only people talk about is Democrat and Republican, the big two parties. It's like.
But he's also going against the Libertarian and
yeah.
And the independent. I don't even know who the independent person is. I just like being independent. I want my own space. Son.
The only one. It's funny because I don't even know who the Republican guy running is. I have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
The only one I know is the 2 Democrats because that's all New York talks about because it's a Democratic state. And then the Libertarian guy because that's the only one I care about. The Libertarian guy. He's a beast. Have you heard the thing?
Yeah, but a lot of those. So I was actually having a change of party for a second because I said to myself, I think I'm more of a breed between a libertarian and an independent, some kind of hybrid. I like the fact that at the end of the day, what is that noise?
I don't know. Let's keep going.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? Like at the end of the day.
What do you mean?
Nothing really matters.
I mean, it depends what you're talking about. Because
every single thing. Think about it. It's your life, right? It's your life, right? Nobody cares about your life. No one cares about your life.
Yeah, nobody.
More than you.
Uh-huh.
No one. Your wife loves you. Your kids love you. It's just you.
Yeah.
Right? So, does it really matter?
What are you talking about, though? What do you mean that?
Like,
does it matter
when people get passionate behind something? It's like, yo, dude, relax.
Yeah, but this is why I see it. It's the things that they push. Like, for instance, you heard the thing what he said about monetizing the bridges so like for instance they have Staples Arena or the Barclays Center or stuff like that. Companies pay the people that own the arena. They pay them money to have their name on it.
Yeah,
like $100 million a year or something crazy like that. So he's saying, we only, why don't we do that with our bridges, right? Have you heard that? He's like, instead of saying the Verrazano Bridge, let it be the Sprint Bridge. Let Sprint run that bridge. Their fee, the only stipulations are you can't have any tolls, and you have to maintain the bridge, and you can have your name on the bridge. And every morning, all the news stations in New York City are going to say your name of your bridge. They're going to call it the Sprint Bridge as people travel along it. Right? Okay. All the news reports on that bridge is going to be your name. So your advertisement is everywhere.
Right. So
you have your signs on the highway. It's your bridge. So he's saying, it relieve pressure because we'd have to pay tolls. So that affects my life because I got to pay that damn toll.
Right.
So to me, I'm like, I'm all for that. Let it be. I don't care what the bridge is called.
So when it comes to things like that, of course, and that's why we have the system that we have. But to me, when you're talking about something like race, just hang up. Racism, I mean, just hang up. I saw a thing about this football guy, right?
Oh, the Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah. And he's on the depiction was he's on a bus. It's all black and white, except he's in color. And Rosa Parks is sitting in the front of the bus. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah. That kind of stuff. Like you're in the end of the day, you're not gonna stop racism 100%.
All right, this is the problem I have with Colin Kaepernick.
You're not going to stop racism.
Let me see if I can find it. Reddit. Oh, okay, right here. So Colin Kaepernick is. I'm gonna put this in the bio so you guys can see it. Trying to get a big picture so I can show this nigga. So Colin Kaepernick is known worldwide for saying we're oppressed, this and that. It's been rough. This is how he grew up. I don't know if you can see that.
I think I heard this. Damn, boy.
That's how he grew up right there. Okay?
You got to put that up.
I'm going to put that up. And that's the issue I have with him. If he grew up in the hood, with, you know what I'm saying, like legit went through it, then I would feel like he's the right guy to talk about this stuff.
All right, so what are we talking about here? We're talking about, at the end of the day, we're talking about his constitutional right
to kneel, whatever. He could do whatever he wants. I mean, let's be real.
Let's be real. At the end of the day,
he could do whatever he wants.
Who cares?
Exactly. Also, the NFL could do whatever they want too because it's a private company. So they could be like, you have to stand for the national anthem. If you don't, you're fired. They could do that if they wanted to. They could also say, you know, you have to stand or you can't play or you won't get paid or whatever.
Bottom line is you have the right of speech.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, 100%.
So the only reason this is a story is because the people are making it.
Well, because Nike chose Colin Kaepernick. I think that was
no. Nike is just trying to get paid, and they did by.
Oh, it's all about money for them.
It's about them. Yeah. They got their bread.
Because
they're good.
It's known that. Do you see more black people or white people wearing Nikes?
I'm gonna have to go with the black people.
See, you see more Hispanic, exactly. So to them, who's their main focus point?
Right. So Nike got their money, but again, the who's paying, watching, being entertained, making issues, creating memes. This is what the people want. It's you guys, us, me and you.
Yeah,
we're doing it right here. So,
but that's why they do it. You know what I'm saying? They know that it's going to bring some sort of some attention.
My thing is, there are obviously people who are for the kneeling. There are people who are against it. I asked myself, am I or for what he's doing or against what he's doing? And I said to myself, oh, can I even relate, right? Because I'm technically not black, right? It's a black racial issue, right? Black Lives Matter, right?
Well, to me,
police abuse.
The police abuse affects us too, right?
It does.
Because it makes me, even if a cop's behind me, I get a little nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do too. Yo, yesterday. Oh my god, I'm on the FDR, son. I'm on the FDR, and the cop car was just trying to get around. It's just traffic. He just decided to stay behind me. I guess he was on the phone or something. Yeah. But I was just like, oh, is it me?
Right.
Is it me?
So now, why do we feel like that? Is it because we had interactions with the police before?
I seen a white guy get pulled over. Yo, he pulls over into Perkins over here on Highland, and he pulls over. The white guy immediately gets out of the car. Yo, what? I was like,
shot. Nigga would have got shot. Son.
That's exactly what.
That was a risky move, yo. He's like, yo, look at me, I'm white, chill. He's like, oh, my bad. You know what? You're right. I don't think he was speeding.
Have a good day, sir. Yeah, basically.
So to me, the whole kneeling thing is, I kind of put it in the same category that I would put the white supremacists, the KKK. I kind of put it all in the same category, meaning like, I agree with your right to say what you're saying. I just don't agree with what you're saying. Right? I agree that you have the right to say it. I just don't like what you're saying. And that kind of same way with Colin Kaepernick. I agree that you should do whatever the hell you want. But what you did, I don't think you should have did it that way. There's better ways you could have did it.
So that's now we're going to the source, right? But that's his platform, son.
That's his platform.
That's his platform. How else are you going to get the Nike deal?
That's right. I mean,
this is our platform.
Yeah.
Pastors have theirs, you have yours in your own life. We're all given a platform.
Yeah, and the fact that NFL let him get away with it is just like he kept doing it, of course.
And that's right, exactly. And the NFL has the ability to do something about it. This is what they chose. Nike got their money, son. They're good.
Yeah, they're
They're
good.
loving
They're way good. People that are burning your shoes, you're idiots because you already
He's
bought
good.
those shoes.
He's good. Colin Kaepernick because he got the Nike deal and he's throwing his agenda out.
Yeah.
Right? He's being heard.
Yeah. And then he's getting paid for these speeches that he does.
And you guys are good because you're being entertained and you love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's who we are by nature. So that's why I say at the end of the day, for me, when you ask me what do I think about Larry, when he said he's a businessman and he didn't care about anything, it was like just about money, so he wasn't really into politics, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, I levitate to because, I'm blessed that I'm at this point. I was born in this country, in this side of the hemisphere, and when it comes to this issue, I agree. I don't agree with the method. I recognize that was his platform to get his message out. I don't agree with the method, but at the same time, I wouldn't kneel because to me, it's like when they promote the whole soldier stuff,
That's the thing especially for football.
On the other side, right?
Football is very American sport.
American.
It's the freaking American flag.
They couldn't even come up with their own name for football. They had to use football soccer.
Okay.
That's the way I think about that situation.
They very much in line with the troops. Like there's always some troop thing going on. Some
Damn,
military
son.
thing going on.
Oh my God.
You never press record?
Never press record. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So we have
No, so we had the backup. So we just switch it up.
all right.
If the backup worked.
So to the NFLs, they took a big hit financially with the whole Colin Kaepernick because a lot of people got turned off by that because they're saying he could say whatever he wants, just not when I'm watching my football. I don't want to hear politics when I'm watching football, especially something that's going to disrespect.
Yeah, but you can't have that.
Especially if somebody's like, my dad died, whatever, in Iraq. I don't want to see somebody kneel for the American flag in front of my face. You know what I'm saying? That's offensive towards me. The people, in my opinion, the people that I say that's not disrespectful are people that are like, I don't want to look racist or anything. So, yeah, you could kneel for the American flag. I think that's fine.
Now we're talking about the other side.
Yeah.
And, okay, so...
Don't get me wrong. I think it's offensive. It doesn't offend me, but I do think it could be offensive, for sure. Especially somebody that freaking, generations died, whatever. My grandfather was in the military, my father, now me, and you're going to kneel for the flag. It may be offensive. Again, it's his right to do it. If I was a military guy, I'd be like, I fought for your right to do that, but you shouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you come to realize when you analyze and you get to this point, it's like, what's next? What else we got? You move on.
Again, this is like you said. This is the way he sought to advertise or put his name out there, whatever, and he got it.
And we the people are enjoying it, posting, writing, commenting, discussing it.
Yeah.
But for me, like, there's a lot more going on as well, and it has to do with what you're saying, my pocket. So I do want to get into topics of those, or I'm interested in topics of that concern my pocket. Bottom line, right?
Yeah.
It's always about the money, right? Less tolls. I want to indulge in the politics because I want to make sure that my voice is heard and what I want. I just want to make more money and live good.
Yo, you're gonna want to vote for Larry Sharpe.
So I like it.
I'm selling this guy to everybody, yo.
Look at you little whore. Look at his face.
I've been going to his website. I've been going to Libertarian. I'm like, yo, this is something I got to do. I got to get out there. I'm about to go out there with petitions, yo. I'm like this close, yo.
Don't turn into one of those, bro.
Oh, man. But,
that's hilarious.
Yo, one thing he said, too, that I thought was good was the fact that he said we got to get rid of the 11th and 12th grade. Get rid of it completely. So it's going to be from pre-K to 10th. That's it. Which, how many people dropped down in 10th grade? Because 11 and 12, what do you do? Shenanigans. You just mess around all day, get high, do whatever you want.
We technically can't technically comment on those 2 years, right?
What? So what he's saying is that, the last 2 years, especially in minority communities, those last 2 years are almost irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The stuff that you learned there, like I never used.
What are they doing for those 2 years?
Trigonometry. I never used none of that crap, right?
What else?
I don't even know because I never did it. Because I never made it there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's why we're the topic that we have no.
So what he's saying is, why do we force kids to stay in school that long?
But what would you do instead of 11 and 12?
So this, what he's saying is, have them take the test at 11. I mean, at 10th grade. They pass it, they get the diploma. It doesn't matter how you went to school. It doesn't matter if you did high school. It doesn't matter if you did homeschool. It doesn't matter if you...
All right. But what are you doing about those 2 years, son? Come on.
So then you offer, instead of them going to college, so people go to college and it's just a waste of time because that's not what they want to do. They just feel pressure to do it by society, by their parents, by their community. Some people don't want to do it. That's fine. If you don't want to do it, then you shouldn't have to be forced to do it.
Okay.
So what he's saying is...
being an adult.
You can either go to college or you can take... The government will give you $20,000, right? Because they're gonna pay that money anyway to go from 11 to 12. That money's going in your pocket anyway. He's saying they pay about $40,000 for those 2 years per kid, right?
Okay.
Instead of giving it to the school, put it in the student's name. Let the student choose a trade school, any trade school they want. You know, whether that be plumbing, electrician, carpentry, whatever, computer tech, whatever you want. Choose that. We'll apply that $20,000 towards that. You pass with a degree that you can actually use now in 2 years. Instead of going to college for 4 that you don't really care about, wind up, whatever, $50,000 in debt with something that you're never going to use. So he's saying that way we divert people that are normally they're going to go to college, they're going to waste their time, they're going to wind up getting these jobs anyway. We get them in the fast track to those jobs, right? Because the government pays for it, it's not really a lot of risk for a 16-year-old kid to take, right?
I don't hear one single parent agreeing with you, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, me neither. I agree with 100%. I think it's a fantastic idea. What you're going to see now is a lot, and what you're going to see is hundreds.
My
thousands.
kid is not going to have a trade, okay? He's going to be a doctor.
Well, the thing is, some kids don't want to be doctors.
Now, my son is going to have to be a doctor.
Well, so that mentality is what ruins kids. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality that the person gets the job, they being a doctor. Everybody's like, oh my God, he's a doctor.
He's the worst doctor ever.
And then he goes home and he drinks thinking, I freaking hate my job. I don't know why I did this. I spent so many years of my life doing this. I've been so far in that I can't stop doing this because it's my job now. But I hate going to work every day. And I know this because I work in a hospital and I speak to the nurses. They tell me the same thing.
When we're talking about this, I just got that scene in A Family Feud where what's his name? The host? Oh my God.
Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey asked, the question was, what's the worst job ever? And the guy's like a gynecologist.
What did he say? Why? He said what?
Well, no, he didn't say why. It's just a clip, but it's just hilarious. That guy must be miserable, right? He's drinking when he gets home. Good.
So yeah, like you give kids a fast track to a career. You know, instead of them graduating from college, graduating high school, looking for a job, now at that same amount of time when they would have finished high school, they've finished their career. They're training for their career. Now they can get a real job. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting paid whatever, $20,000, $30,000 a year working whatever, now they can go straight to $50,000 a year, you know, with a trade. Then also other options, obviously, you know, if you want to go to the military, then we'll make a track for you to go to the military if that's what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, like we'll work with the school. And then what he's saying is, instead of the government imposing regulations to they have to have whatever, they have to know what, you know, whatever trigonometry is. That's how you get that's how you pass your math. You have to pass this. Let the schools figure out what they want to do instead of the government imposing it on them, right? Let the schools figure out, hey, you know, in our community, in this school, we're not going to specialize in math. We're going to specialize in this area. Let the schools do that, right? Okay. The interview I saw with Joe Rogan was kind of like asking him, like, what do you say, but what's your plan? He's like, let the schools figure it out. He goes, yeah, but what do you mean? He's I don't think Joe Rogan got it when he was trying to explain something like we got to work with the schools and let them figure out what they want to do. Joe Rogan want a solid. This is the problem. We're so used to Democrat and Republican telling us what to do that we don't want to think for ourselves, right? They're telling us this is what we have to do, A, B, and C, and D, and that's how it's going to get done. Do you want it, or are you going to vote for that guy? Yes. And what he's saying is, I'm going to give every single school the freedom to do what they want to do. Less. Right? Now, we know this works because of charter schools. Right. So we know, because everybody's dying to get their kid in a charter school. Why? Because we let charter schools do whatever they want.
My elementary school was one of the first in the Brooklyn area
And that's why you dropped out.
to have that. I gave up on that.
It didn't work.
There's some yuppie stuff going on right here, man. Look, I hear that argument. It sounds good, not happening, but I think the people should at least tell their government that our schools need to teach basic life skills.
Yeah.
Basic.
And that's another thing too.
At the very least, let's address that.
Imagine there's a
Show
school
my
like
kid
that.
how to open up like a bank account.
Imagine there's a school like that. Imagine you're picking a school, and you're like, all right, this school says we're gonna teach your son the basics of everything, what he needs for life, math, reading, blah blah blah. We're not gonna get into advanced areas of these. We're not gonna learn algebra, for instance, because unless if your son really wants to do algebra, like if he wants to be a mathematician, then this is not the school for him. This is a life lesson school. We learn the basics as far as we need. Then we're going to help him open up a bank account. We're going to help him get his driver's license. Right. We're going to help him learn how to do a resume. We're going to help him do all these basic things that we don't teach in school anymore. We're going to teach him about credit and why you have to keep it good and we're going to teach him all that stuff. Right. Why? Because we want to set him up for life. Right. Would you choose? Now, if your son wants to be a mathematician, there's a high school down the block that could do that.
So that's why you need the 10th and the 11th grade.
What do you mean?
For everything, all these skills.
For 10th and 11th grade?
At least 11th.
What's on 11th grade?
I'm just saying when in Larry's proposal,
what
I would say that in order to address and teach these kids everything that the 4 years was doing plus life skills, you need at least 1 more year.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What did you learn in, let's say, junior high school? Let's say you graduated junior high school, you're going to high school.
Yeah.
Those next 2 years in high school, what did you learn that's different from junior high school?
So I don't have that kind of memory, but I can tell you that idea is not going to happen. I'm saying let's at least teach life skills.
But what I'm saying is when you graduate junior high school, what does high school really teach you? What are you learning? Because just to show you how bad that is, that we don't even remember.
So I do remember junior high school taught me, it left me off with this idea of biology. And so when I went to high school, I was definitely into that. Yeah. Right? Then we had, labs. I think we had labs too in junior high school. It was like the beginning. It was like the handoff.
Yeah. I remember dissecting.
Elementary school, it was just showing me the basic, 1 + 1 is 2. And then they kicked me off and they handed off this idea that letters are part of math too. I was like, algebra? Yeah. This is dope. I liked algebra. I was a nerd. I was a definite nerd.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is once you hit the 10th grade, you're done. And you're like, damn, I really like biology. They could be like, all right, we'll get you into a school that could focus on that.
So I also like music, so I applied for one of the high schools in New York City for music. I didn't pass. I didn't get in. Yeah. And then the second thing was biology, so I applied to Larry Bertram's to become a nurse. I was going to be a fat nurse with the scrubs on really tight.
Yo, wait, hold on. Let me say, there's a nurse that's really big in my job that his scrubs have a belt loophole where he wears a belt on. I've never seen it before. It's the only person I've ever seen with a belt loophole in a scrub.
Does it look official or something that he made?
No, I think it was made like that. Yeah.
Yeah, fat people syndromes. I ironed my shirt yesterday. I was meeting the president of my company, and of where I work, and I ironed this shirt. I hate ironing. I hate the heat. I'm holding something hot just to get the wrinkles out. And this is a fat person problem. Apparently, on the drive over to work, my seatbelt and shirt must have been fighting, and my shirt lost. It was so wrinkled.
Right, so, if I ever, let's say, have a job interview or something and I have to wear a shirt, I always hang it up and I never wear it when I'm driving. And right in the parking lot, I drive the whole time when I freaking, wife beat or whatever. And when I get to the parking lot,
that's why you get pulled over, right there.
That's why I get pulled over.
That's exactly.
Look at this nigga. This
nigga's definitely on drugs right now.
All right, so Larry, I'm gonna tell you on Larry Sharpe right now, buddy. All right, drugs.
We're going into drugs.
Cannabis, at least.
Hold on, son, because I gotta go to work.
Damn, what time is it?
It's 8:20.
I thought you were gonna go in late today.
I can't. The president's dead. I gotta follow up. I'm Martha Stewart at my job, son, right now. He got me I proposed that the way our office looks is horrible. So the VP was like, yo, wait until Mom Dukes gets around and she's good with that. They started, with their ideas, and I just drew it out on a piece of paper real quick, and I showed them all the stuff. And she was like, okay, when can you get it done? I'm like, I was just playing about the Martha Stewart stuff. I'm just an HR person.
You're going to redecorate your office? Is that what you're saying? Well, real quick. I just want to do it real quick. I'm not going to go into details.
Go ahead.
Marijuana and hemp, right? Same thing. Let's be real. Okay, one of them is a male, one of them is a female. The same plant. He's saying...
That's how true it is.
That's your job?
No.
Oh. He's saying, let the people... First of all, legalize marijuana in New York State. Let the farmers grow it. Right? What the example he says, let's regulate it like we regulate onions. How do we regulate onions? Let the farmers do whatever they want with them, right? Okay, so that's how we're going to regulate it.
Okay.
If you want to grow onions in your backyard, are you allowed to? Yes. Okay, same thing with weed. If you want to grow weed in your backyard, good luck. Have fun.
Hell yeah, that's what's going to be happening.
Hell yeah. MTA.
It's already happening, and it's illegal.
Yeah, word.
What are we talking about here?
One of the examples for the MTA, this is the thing when I talk about with money. He's saying the MTA is not just New York City. It spreads out to other counties that have railroads, right? Nassau County, whatever.
Right.
He's saying at nighttime. He's saying at nighttime those railroads go pretty much unused. Why don't we rent them out to Amazon? Let them run their packages full speed, or UPS or something. Let's make money off these, non-running tracks. What's the fee? Take care of the tracks, so we don't have to pay maintenance fee. Let them pay for the maintenance fee. We're not using it, so we're not losing anything, right? We're not losing anything because we're not using it, right? So a lot of these are hard sells, but some of them are just like, why are we not doing this?
So a lot of what he says is practical, but let's get to the core as to why isn't this party, or why is it that he's only getting 1% of the votes?
20%.
20%. He's at 20.
He's at 20%.
Okay, why 20?
Because
why this is practical?
Because he has to get his name out there. That's what it's all about.
I think it goes back to what he was saying. We're so used to being told what to do.
Yeah,
these are your two sides. There are only two sides.
That's the problem. We're only two sides. And nobody knows about anything. Nobody.
So that should be a life hack lesson in high school, no?
Yeah. There's more than just make your own decisions.
So in schools, we're taught what? What did you learn in school about politics?
I know nothing about politics.
Why?
Zero.
Why?
I don't know. They don't talk about it.
Do they talk about it now?
In school? Probably, yeah.
Are they allowed to?
I don't know.
These are good questions, right?
Because of Trump, they're talking about it.
They're talking about it, but are teachers allowed to, talk about religion in school?
Yeah. They're allowed to, yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
Do they? I don't know. I've been to school.
What teacher in your history ever taught you about Christianity?
No. Not necessarily Christianity. Not like...
Because it's not allowed.
Yeah, not like...
That's not allowed.
Not what Christianity, like the religion aspect of it, but like how it started, the Roman Empire.
Right, but the teacher wasn't preaching to you.
She wasn't like, let me tell you about Jesus. She didn't do that. That's what you're asking me.
She also wasn't telling you about Donald Trump.
No.
Or Cynthia Nixon.
She didn't tell me about none of that. You know why? Because those people didn't exist when I was a kid.
But those people who were in those parties at that time, you never heard about that in school. Because from what I understand, schools are not allowed to preach religion.
No.
They're not allowed to preach their political views.
They're not allowed to advocate. Like, they could tell you about it.
It's supposed to instruct you on its essence that exists.
Inform you.
This is a thing that we do.
Yeah. There's a such thing
humans.
As Christianity, sure. Yeah.
It's Muslim, it's called religion, and they sometimes kill each other about it.
Yeah. But they're not, if a kid says, I gotta pray, they're not allowed to stop them.
Right, but
I think they could join the kid in prayer too, if the kid initiates, I think. Because I remember reading something online that the teacher, one of the kids said, I want to pray for the class, and the teacher asked the class, is everybody okay with that? Everybody said yeah, and they're like, all right, let's pray.
So I barely heard about, I hardly recall just maybe the idea of it as far as politics, but I was never told anything about that there are other parties.
No, never.
They barely covered politics to begin with, in my memory. I definitely never heard anything about independent or nice. That was for you guys.
That's for you guys.
I definitely don't remember hearing anything about Independent Party or the Libertarian Party.
The only thing I heard was you got one or the other, and if you're not sure, choose the independent. Okay. I'm still registered independent.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty much, yeah. Were you registered what?
I'm still registered independent.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't changed it yet.
Are you planning to? If you're going for this guy?
I don't have to technically to vote for him. I think I should. I kind of want to be a little bit more active in that community. I just feel like they need more people.
Sounds like you're changing, son. You're going to go outside for a party?
I don't know if I'm going to do all that. But maybe I'll run. Maybe I'll run for office. Maybe I'll be freaking the community leader of Staten Island? Freaking, what's the name
Borough
of it?
president?
St. George or something? That little tiny
neighborhood?
Yeah, they have like community, whatever.
The community board leader?
Something like that, yeah.
Damn.
Awesome.
Going hard.
That's how you start to become president. That's the first step.
Yeah, so it was a short one.
Yeah.
We are currently working on partnering with a lot of different entities, some of which are similar platforms that we're on. Others are entrepreneurs who are promoting products which are pretty dope. Can't wait to see Joel. Did you speak to Joel? Text?
Not. Like, we're just figuring out some scheduling stuff. That's
all right. So we got some things, and we're looking to partnering up with individuals, like I said, and build up the network, give you some more contact, and start really bringing the conversation out to all the little people.
Yeah.
And us, the little people.
The next few weeks or whatever, we're going to be cross podcasting with other podcasters. So that should be fun. It's just random podcasters talking about random things. Stuff that we don't even...
And you started with the worst. You started with the worst.
But but we're going to move... For us, yeah.
We don't relate to this podcast
topic,
at all.
We'll work it out.
We'll figure it out.
I'm sure we could talk it out. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride for the next few weeks. Next few months, probably even. There's a lot of people lined up.
And we have a lot of guests that locally that are looking to come on the show too. They're all pretty much on standby with the scheduling and stuff. But it's going to be interesting because that person that I'm referring to in particular, we're going to go into philosophy and theology, which is deep, son. Deep.
That's going to be an interesting podcast.
That's going to be I spent like 3 hours with the guy and my brain was like farting and oozing out of my ears. So that's it. Basically, look out for that.
Yep. That's the basement.
Peace.
Peace.